Yo, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be a starter guide on how to play Avatar Legends. I know many of you are just as excited as I am for this new fighting game release, but maybe you're feeling unsure of what character to choose or how to even begin a combo. But don't worry, I will be providing a basic preview of how the game works that you can apply universally to each and every character. So other than that, let's begin. So now we have the first big question: what character should I play? So personally, I prefer going with who I think looks the coolest or who feels the most fun. Because sometimes I love to test every character just to see what toolkits they have and kind of just go from there. But in this case, it's kind of a special situation. If you're a big, long-time Avatar fan like I am and you haven't played fighting games, go with your gut. Go with which character you love from the show, and trust me, you're going to feel exactly how they are presented in the show in this game. But if you're also a fighting game fan and Avatar fan, just like me, you can just pick and test, okay? Everybody's toolkits are uniquely them, their bending styles and kind of a lot of their personality from the show, and just go from there. Have fun and test it out, okay? Personally, my favorite so far is Korra, just because she's a lot more aggressive, right? Her style is very straightforward, a lot of good buttons you can use. And that's kind of just what gravitated towards me, but that is my personal opinion on how you should approach your character select. So as you see, there's a few characters missing. We don't have Zaire, Ozai, Kyoshi, Avatar State Aang, and Nightmare Korra, right? Those are going to be in the full release of this game, but as of right now, this is what we saw from the beta test games. So when you choose a character, let's go with Korra. You have your supports, right? You can scroll through your different supports. As of right now, I think every character has about 3 supports. And essentially these supports will change certain mechanics. So as you see with her pet, Unaga, I believe, or Naga, don't strike me. His better flow movement, improve specials, and longer avatar state. Okay, just to keep that in mind. That's the same for all the other characters. Okay, you're gonna choose your main, you're gonna choose your support based on the style that you would prefer to play. Some of these are significantly different, but some are just these slight adjustments that you kind of just can have fun with. So just pick and test, and you'll kind of come to a conclusion on what you would prefer. In addition, for your supports, it's going to be displayed on the top of the screen next to your character that you have chose. And also in the background, a cool little detail: whatever support you choose, they will be in the background. Sometimes they'll be moving, sometimes they'll react if you get hit or not. Just a little fun fact to throw on there. But on to the next. So the way the moves are structured in this game, it's a 4-button layout. As you can see on the bottom left, you have your A, which is going to be your light attack. You have your B, which is your medium attack, and you have your C, which is your heavy attack. And that little swirl you see is going to be the flow button. These are PlayStation commands, as you can see on the bottom. So it's going to be square, triangle, circle, and X. Those 4 buttons are all you need. You can set up the controls in whatever way you would prefer to use extra buttons, but as of right now, that's all you need to play this game. The cool part about this game, there also is auto combos, which is very beginner friendly. By just hitting A over and over and over like this, you can see that Korra will complete a combo. And so if you're stuck in the beginning, just whatever character you go to, this will work universally. Just hit your A button over and over, and it should do an auto combo for you, which you can also use into supers. So one thing I hope is easy to understand from the jump: with these commands, it is a chain combo setup, meaning you can go from light to medium to heavy into special or into flow. Okay, so if you hit your light, your medium, it will combo together. Going in that chain from the bottom to the top is a good thing to remember across the board. If you're in practice mode wondering how, like, what combo should I do, go in the chain command and just test out different special moves from that sequence. You don't even have to start from the bottom, you can start from the middle with your medium and gonna go to the heavy and then go to your special and so on and so forth. I think that's the general easiest way I can put it together, but it's just a chain sequence, you know, from bottom to the top, okay, on every single character. So the way that it's laid out is every character has your normals, you have your flow, you have your specials, you have your supers, and you have something called critical hits. So probably wondering what all this means. So first we're going to talk about your specials, right? So across the board, everyone has a few that are typically going to be a quarter circle movement. Okay, so for Korra, I can show you on her specials, you can see that little input, that little swig, that just means a quarter circle forward. But let's not worry about that, okay? So all you need to know is there's normals, right? Which is like hitting your A, your B, your C. And then you have your specials, which are something like this, these unique attacks. And then you have your supers, that's gonna look like that. And the way you know if you spend a super is going to be those chakra bars that you see at the top, okay? Each of those is representative of your chakra energy, and that's what you spend for supers. Some of the supers are going to spend 4, some are going to spend 7. So just knowing that within the move list, you can check and see that every character as of right now has 2 supers and some different changes. The little blue bar you see with the 500, that represents your movement, your flow, okay? So your flow, a lot of the times is going to be back flow, down flow, forward flow, and sometimes in the air flow, okay? And you can sometimes hit it twice. It's just depending on the character. Not everyone has the same type of mobility, you know, especially those that can't bend like Sokka, my boy Sokka, but that he still has his own form of flow movement, okay? So that is one of the coolest things that I love about this game, is just the movement, because you can flow into flow, as you can see right here. These are all just back flow, down flow, forward flow, and just, you know, chaining it together, which allows for a lot of crazy movement, and I love it. So you have your health bar up top, that 1000. And some people's healths are different. As you can see for Azula, she has low health, typically just because she does a lot of damage. Okay, health, the blue bar is your flow. That's going to be used for movement, sometimes to enhance said flow moves. And then those chakra energy is for supers and also EX specials, okay? So like I mentioned before, when you do a chain between a normal into a special, you can enhance it by using those chakra points by just hitting 2 punches, okay, of any button, or 2 kicks, either or, okay? Whatever the special is, if the special's with a kick, you can still hit 2 buttons. If the special's with a punch, just hit 2 buttons and it will enhance that move for either extra damage or extending a combo, okay? Something very unique that this game also has is something called critical hits. So the best way I can explain it is just situational buffs, okay? Once you meet the conditions, you will get, let's say, flow cost less, you know, or energy point might not be used, or a throw may now launch after you followed said conditions, okay? So for example, let's see, for Korra, you can see she has something called hot-headed. It says if Korra hits her opponent first without defending or getting hit, she gains 1 energy point. So as soon as the match starts, if you hit with a button like this, she will gain an energy point. And there's a long list. I'm not sure if every character has the same amount, but just know that each character has these critical hits or conditions that once you follow it, you will be rewarded. They're only a 1-round use, so once you activate said condition, once you go into the next round, it's gone, and you would have to try to enable it again. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention in accordance with flow. So if you hold down the flow meter it will continuously go down, but you can also use it to parry attacks. Yes. So if you just hold down the flow button while an opponent is attacking, you will automatically dodge each attack. You can be grabbed out of the flow, but that's only if the opponent even recognizes it. I think that's definitely important. I hope that doesn't seem like it's too complicated, but yes, all you have to do if the opponent is attacking you and you feel overwhelmed, like you can't get away, if you hold on the flow button, it will automatically parry each attack. Another cool thing to know is that there is ground throws and air throws. You can jump and grab the opponent, which is really nice. I think just being aware of that is good, just in case you are seeing your opponents jumping a lot. Just grab them out the air and throw them down. But I think that's about everything. We went over, the normals, we went over the specials, we went over the supers. You got your flow, you got your chakra energies, you have your support, and I think that's everything. I think you should be prepared for when this game releases. I hope I explained it well enough to where it doesn't sound too complicated or overwhelming. And because this game, it's very simple in the beginning, but it has a lot of depth, which I can't wait to get into in later videos. But as of right now, that's everything I think that you need as just a starting point to get into the game. This game is going to provide a lot of fun, trust me. If once you get into the lab and you start chaining different things and going over which characters they specialize in, because I know there's certain things you see on the screen that I haven't talked about, but you'll see at a later date. But yeah, I think that's everything. I'm very excited for the release of Avatar. Be expecting a lot of tutorials, a lot of gameplay, and a lot of videos from me, because I love this series and I love fighting games. So without all that being said, I appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.